Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of LA Noire. I hope that you guys are enjoying this series. We're continuing where we left off, and I think this is the final traffic case that we're going to do today. But anyways, let's do it. I don't know if I remember this case. Is this a DLC case?
Phelps, Bukowski, you have a new case. 2 women, possible drink drive.
How is that a case?
The broad says she was doped and that somebody tried to kill her.
Where did this take place?
That's the bit you're gonna love. Right across the street.
What?
What?
A Chevy Styline took a nosedive off the escarpment, fetched up underneath a Cola King billboard. Up to it, boys. We got bad guys to catch.
So you would think that crimes don't happen near police stations, but they very much do.
See you later, fellers. Try not to work too hard.
Look at you, bantering this boys. Brings a tear to my eye watching my caterpillar grow wings.
I'm just trying to fit in.
Educated, hardworking, straight as an arrow. I hate to break it to you, Cole, but you'll never fit in this country.
It's him, the cop from the newspapers.
Trying to avoid as many traffic collisions as I can.
Stop just ahead.
Her face looks familiar.
Well, that's June Ballard, Tarzan's sister, beast of the Amazon. She's married to Guy McAfee. The captain has moved to Vegas now, but the two of them still have juice. Phelps, traffic.
Detective Phelps. Hey, Bukowski. Long time no see.
You could have called this in by megaphone, Enrique. Phelps, this is Enrique Gonzalez. Enrique was a pretty decent middleweight.
What do we have, Gonzalez?
Broad drives right through the empty lot and off the side of the escarpment. Her story is that a movie producer doped her and her friend and sent the car over the cliff.
Was anyone hurt?
Driver's beat up. Not too bad considering. If she hadn't hit that billboard, you'd be scraping both of them off the pavement. Passenger's a Jessica Hamilton. She's just a kid. She's pretty knocked around.
Kid gonna be all right?
I think so. They've taken her to central receiving. If you want to take a look around, you can stall the ambulance.
Thanks. Do that.
One more thing. Watch out for the driver. She cuts rough.
This is attempted
if
murder.
You're looking for the coroner, he's down by the crash site.
Yeah, this is very much attempted murder, and okay, she's at the ambulance, but I want to investigate the crime scene, see if I can find all evidence before I talk to her. How do I get down here? But I will say this, there was actually a case very similar to this. It happened in the 1980s or the 70s in Colorado Springs. But basically, the background behind it, there was a guy who, the guy who did it, he killed somebody. I don't remember how he killed them, but I remember he put the body in the car. I don't remember if it was his girlfriend or wife or who it was. I don't remember, and I don't remember the motive exactly. But basically, about the case is he took the car to a quarry, and what he did was, he had, he put a brick, he put the body in the driver's seat, and he put, like, a brick on the gas, and he basically tried to get the car to ram into some piece of equipment in the quarry, some, like, big steel piece of equipment, and he thought that by, doing that, the car was gonna explode when it hit the equipment, but it didn't, and most of the cars still survived intact. They were able to find the body and, arrest the guy, but it's not like the movies where, like, a car drives into the wall, and it's going to explode. It's not like that. Okay. I will say though that and I don't know much about cars, so we'll say that, but I do know that like it's not like the movies where like you hit like you know, a gas pump, or like you just smash into a wall and the car explodes. But a car can burst into flames depending on where it hits. That basically happened once at my job. One of my coworkers, she was actually, when I used to work in retail, she was driving, she was gonna be getting ready to go home. Oh, this is the path. She was getting ready to go home, and as she was pulling out, she was in an SUV, so she didn't really get hurt that bad, but as she was pulling out, some idiot that was, like, speeding in the, parking lot just smashed into her. And, she was okay, she just got bruised a little bit, but she was fine, but her car was totaled. And what ends up happening is, after just a few minutes, the entire car just caught on fire. Like, her entire car just burst into flames after just a couple minutes. And I couldn't believe that. Like, I didn't know that just by like, a car smashing into another car like that it could just burst into flames that quickly. But, you know, she got out before anything happened, but that honestly just surprised me that a car can just burst into flames like that. But, I didn't think that another car hitting it could do that. But yeah, if anything, a car could catch on fire, but it's not just gonna explode by hitting something, unless you're, you know, driving into something extremely volatile.
They've been torn off. Where did you find them?
They were stuffed
Okay, this
in
is
the young
weird
lady's
touching this.
handbag. I'll run a trace for semen when I get back to the lab.
He's contaminating evidence, too. Dear Jesse, please, please, Dean, come home.
She's a
I
long
know-
way from home.
I know, you're worried about your father, don't be. All is forgiven. He has a hot temper and he can be very proud, but you still, but you're still his little girl and he loves you. I know he didn't mean the things he said. You're a good, decent, girl, Dean, and you're not, made for Hollywood. I was 15 once myself. I wanted to be just like Clara Bow and lovely, and wear lovely dresses and kiss handsome men. But once I grew up and married you, your father, I realized I would never have been happy that life. You'll need it one day too. I'm not sure, Aunt Junie's looking after you, but I can't help, worrying. You know what your old mother's like. The world is a very dangerous place for young girls, especially ones with stands in their eyes. Stands are nice to look at, but sometimes they can blind you to what's right in front of your nose. Emma and Molly miss you awfully. Emma's getting so pretty now, and little Molly is bright as a button, just like you were at her age. They need their big sister to look out for them. Dean, dear Jesse, please come back. I'm frightened for you. I can't help feeling something terrible is going to happen. I cry for you every night. Your loving mother, Carlisle Hamilton. And this is, I think this is cursive. Is this the cursive handwriting? I'm pretty sure this is, yes, this is cursive. Here's the thing about this is, a lot of schools don't teach cursive anymore. This is how people used to write letters back in the day. People just write everything in print these days, but back then people would actually write this. In middle school, I actually learned a little bit of cursive, but I completely forgot it. But about cursive is I can read cursive, I just need to read it slowly, but I probably would not be able to write, I probably would not be able to write entirely like that, too. I just write everything in print, that's how I do it. What we got here? License plate. I think it's relevant.
Drunk driver?
Maybe not.
How so?
Well, a head I found without a body piqued my interest. See what you think.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. Is it real?
No. I think it's supposed to be a replica of an Indian shrunken head. It's some kind of curio or movie prop. See the casting marks?
What's it made from?
Plaster of Paris would be my first guess, then painted.
So we can rule out the murder angle?
No, you can rule that in. That thing was wedging the accelerator to the floor. Whoever did it wanted these women dead.
Okay, so this was
Someone managed
there.
to tip their ride straight off a cliff.
You catch all the
The driver's
good
in a
ones,
fit
Phelps.
state, we should ask.
Looks like she banged her head here.
Looks like they're
Yeah.
lucky they weren't more badly injured.
Must have been unconscious. Being relaxed tends to lessen the soft tissue damage.
Okay, that's it. We found all the evidence. Let's go talk to the witness now. Okay.
Mrs. McAfee, we would like to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
I prefer to use my maiden name, June Ballard. You might be familiar with some of my work.
Can you tell us what happened here?
You're kind of cute for a cop. Maybe a bit on the serious side.
What about me, June? I'm a big fan of
You?
Beast of...
I don't like. Keep out of this.
Ugh. Annoying, annoying entitled actress from Hollywood. Doping allegation, let's see. She's injured on the forehead. It doesn't look like she's hiding anything right now at the moment.
We understand that you're still suffering from the effects of the accident, Mrs. McAfee. The officer says that you claimed that you were drugged. Who did this to you?
That rat slipped us a Mickey Finn. It's no wonder I feel so dopey. I can't remember.
Okay, yeah, that right there. You see what she did at that point right near the end? I thought that she was telling the truth for the first part of hers. She's like, I can't remember Mickey. When they say a Mickey, that means that they put something in their drink. But then she's all like this, like, I can't remember. Like, just looking at the floor. That's when they're looking away from you, when they're looking at the ceiling or they're looking at the floor and they say something, they're basically trying to imagine something that isn't real. And so that's why they can't look you in the eye, because they can't focus directly. Try bad cop. Hope I don't mess this up.
It's a serious offense to withhold information
it.
from the police during a criminal investigation, madam.
I told you to call me June. You're making me feel like an old lady. And don't bother your handsome head about this. My husband will settle the score with Mark Bishop.
Mark Bishop. She seems to be a bit annoyed that she's here.
Do you get paid by the hour for doing nothing?
What can you tell us about the passenger in your car?
Jessica Hamilton. Poor Jessica. It's been a rough day for her. She's desperate to break into movies. What more can I say?
She's definitely hiding something. Jessica Hamilton, poor Jessica, it's been a rough day for her. She's desperate to break into movies. What more can I say? Let's see what accused is.
I think you're lying, Mrs. McAfee. I think something happened to Jessica yesterday before the crash.
I'm offended, Sunshine. Do you have any proof?
One's brief torn at, seems forcibly removed. Found in Jessica Hamilton's bag.
Miss Hamilton's underwear were physically torn from her body.
She wanted to go to a casting. I took her to a casting. Whatever happened after that is between her and Mark Bishop.
Okay, we're doing good so far. Fake shrunken head.
We found a shrunken head. It was used to tamper with your car.
You see, I normally don't drive off cliffs. The last thing I remember is getting behind the wheel.
You see, I normally don't drive off cliffs. The last thing I remember is getting behind the wheel. I think she's holding back. Let's see what accuse is.
Mrs. McAfee, you're lying. Wasting our time. You know what's going on here. You just won't tell us.
You're sweet, but simple too. The burden of proof is with the law.
Looks like I was mistaken.
We just see what is it again. It's
You're off the hook. For now.
Miss McCaffrey, you're lying. Wasting our time. You know what's going on here, you just won't tell us. This is the part, I'll say this. This is the part of LA Noire that's really hard. It's really hard to determine whether you should use doubt or accuse, because I could see where I could say doubt, but I could also see where I could say accuse and the shrunken head. I'm gonna try bad cop. Hopefully I get it right.
It's obviously some kind of movie prop. You must know where it came from.
In case you hadn't noticed, I am the talent. And the talent doesn't deal with props or sets or any of that kind of stuff. Why don't you ask Mark Bishop which prop house he uses?
Okay, I got it. Okay, let's see. Suspect Mark Bishop.
Do you get paid by the hour for doing nothing?
You mentioned a Mark Bishop. You think he might have had something to do with this?
He is a movie producer. As for his involvement, you just leave it to me and my husband to worry about.
I don't like that answer at all. You let me and my husband take her. No, I'm gonna go bad cop.
I want to know what happened between you two that made him want to commit a double murder.
Bishop offered me a part in his picture. Then he withdrew it. Fact is, we had a deal. I pressed him on it, and this is where I end up.
Mrs. McAfee, I think it would be in everyone's best interest if you accompanied Patrolman Gonzalez back to the receiving hospital.
I'm going to be okay. These guys can take me home after my lawyer and I have talked to the news house.
Mrs. McAfee, you are still under the influence of narcotics, and you're likely to go into shock once the drugs wear off.
And I thought you were a heel. It's nice of you to be concerned.
I think we're good
man,
here.
so she's...
Let's go see what we can shake out of the kid.
Oh man, they messed up here. She's under the influence of drugs still, so she doesn't still have a clear mind. The thing about this is that if she brings any kind of testimony against the the defendant's lawyer can basically just say, "Oh, she was under drugs at the time when she gave that testimony." That testimony isn't reliable. You know, she could believe whatever she wanted to believe. So maybe it would have been better to interview her after she's out of the hospital. It might, when she has a clear mind, it might not have been a good idea, because that testimony could be useless later on. That might have been a very bad idea that they did that. Yeah, I don't think I remember this case, guys. So it's just been like 10 years. So I don't think I remember this one. Central Receiving Hospital.
Has regained consciousness at Central Receiving Hospital.
11K Roger, en route.
Yeah, there's like no way to get down from here. Okay. Oh, it's that expensive car that Valdez was driving. Oh, crap, I went down the, where the train tracks are, okay. I like how Bukowski isn't even saying anything about me doing that. Just violating all these traffic laws right now. This is not really normal that, like, a hospital would be, like, right next door to a police station. I mean, it could be, I guess, on the same block, but, like, right next door. Seems like this is a police hospital, too.
Hello, Detective Phelps, here to interview a Jessica Hamilton.
Jessica Hamilton. Oh, yes. She's in the room right behind you, Detective.
Okay, let's talk to her.
You can't hold me here. No! I don't need to be
Feeling better since this morning, Jessica?
I need my lawyer!
A little.
Hey!
Hello, Doctor. I'm Detective Phelps. You're attending to the young lady from the auto accident?
Yes. She's conscious now, but I doubt she'll remember much. She's still feeling some of the after effects.
Jessica was drugged?
She certainly was. Chloral hydrate would be my guess, and there's clear evidence of abuse. She's still a minor, Detective.
Someone planned a double murder to cover up a statutory rape? Swap 7 years for life and gets Guy McAfee on their case? Doesn't make much sense to me.
I guess it depends on what they had to lose.
It'd be their entire career. It wouldn't just be 7 years. If this guy was like a movie director that that did statutory, what statutory rape basically is, for people that are confused, statutory rape is when somebody has sex with an underage minor that basically consents, but they technically can't consent because the law says that you can't consent until you're the age of consent, depending on the state that you're in. So if the age of consent, for example, is 18 and a 17-year-old agrees to have sex, that's technically statutory rape because they're not the age that they can still give consent. So that's what statutory rape is. So chances are this director was probably having sex with this director for favor. So she probably had sex with him, and in exchange he would probably give her like a movie role. That's probably what this is about. And if that actually came out, the director would lose his career, everything. And so that's probably why he tried to kill her. Well, let's see here what's going on.
Feeling better since this morning, Jessica?
A little. My head still feels swimmy.
Doesn't look like anything.
Jessica Hamilton. Evidence of abuse. She's 15. Head trauma and soft tissue damage sustained in a car accident. Vestigial traces of chloral hydrate in bloodstream. External bruising to genitals and other evidence of criminal abuse. Oh man, yeah. So she's been violently assaulted. So this might not even just be statutory rape. This is just yeah. This is
just standing around here looking at me, not saying anything.
Okay, trace the chloral hydrant been recently administered. Do not administer further sedatives without express permission. Yeah, she's been violently raped too. It's not just statutory. Let me just see. Do I have my music on? I just gotta make sure on that. Okay, music is on.
I don't.
Kind of weird. I didn't have any Clue music played, but that was a clue that I could find.
Hello, Jessica. My name is Cole Phelps. I'm a policeman. I'd like to talk to you about your accident, if that's okay.
Okay.
Crash incident, report. He's hurt. She's looking away. She's a bit nervous. Okay, let's see.
Can you tell me what you remember about the crash?
It's all kind of fuzzy. I remember waking up here. Nothing happened yesterday.
Tell the truth, Jessica. Why the big cover-up?
I'm not lying to you.
The underwear?
We found your underwear in your handbag, Jessica. You need to tell us what happened.
The doctor told me what happened. I didn't want that. I just wanted to be a star, to be in movies. I told Junie what happened, and she told me to toughen up. That was the price of stardom.
Did she now, cold-hearted bitch?
It's not Junie's fault. It's not my first time. I had a boyfriend back home, but my father found out about him.
Even if you consented, Jessica, you're still underage.
Yep, that's what I said. Contact with parents.
We need to get in touch with your parents, Jessica, to tell them what has happened.
Oh, you don't need to worry them. They sent me along to stay with Aunt June. They trust her to take care of me.
Lie.
You're lying, Jessica. How are we going to make this right if you lie to us?
Please, Detective, why would I lie to you?
Letter.
Because you're a runaway, Jessica, and you don't have your parents' permission to be here. Now, do you want to tell me what really happened?
I went with Junie to this strange place. It's difficult to remember. Someone gave me a drink to calm my nerves, and then I felt faint. I think I must have passed out.
Association with Bishop.
How did you meet Mr. Bishop?
Well, Junie is a big movie star. You probably know that. She's doing a new movie.
Junie is a big movie star. You probably know that. She's doing a new movie.
What's the story with Bishop and Mrs. McAfee? Why does he want the two of you dead?
That can't be true. Mr. Bishop seemed very happy today. I mean, yesterday.
And that's why he wedged a shrunken head against the accelerator pedal and punted the two of you over an escarpment?
I overheard Junie speaking to him on the phone a couple of times. Screaming, really. She can be very hard sometimes, Junie. But they seemed okay yesterday, like they worked it out.
Evidence of criminal abuse.
I know what happened to you, Jessica. Where exactly did it take place?
Please, it's scary. It's really difficult to think of anything.
She might be telling the truth on this. See here. What's accused?
God damn it, tell the truth, Jessica.
I am telling the truth. I don't know where the place is. I barely know this city.
It's nothing personal. I'm just doing my job. You understand that?
This is really hard to tell. I'm gonna go. I think it's bad cop. It's not accused. I'm confident it's not accused. She says he doesn't remember where it happened. Unless it's the medical report that I have to show, I'm gonna use intuition here. Ask the community. This one's difficult. Let me go with bad cop. This one people struggled with. I can see right here, the percentage-wise, people struggled with this one. Okay, let's try bad cop. Hopefully you don't mess it up.
Someone tried to kill you, Jessica. Do you get it? Forget about being in movies. It's time to act like a grown-up.
I had to wear a robe and lay down on a stone. There were lights, a camera. It's not my fault. I'm not a bad girl. Why are you trying to hurt me?
I was feeling in my gut.
You've been a big help. Here's my card. If you think of anything...
I was feeling in my gut that she could possibly be telling the truth,
okay?
but because...
Okay.
Damn.
I think it might be a good idea if you went back home till you felt better, Jessica.
I couldn't do that, officer. What if I got the part and I wasn't there?
Yeah, so, she might be needed as a witness, so it might not be a good idea to tell her to go home.
It's the tale of this town, Cole. Lambs that go willingly to slaughter. Who the hell is that?
Must be her lawyer. He certainly expedited her release.
I don't like it, Cole. Why is she in such a hurry? We should follow her. There she goes. Come on.
Hail.
Ballard is definitely up to something. She seems to have made a remarkably speedy recovery.
Drugstore? That's where she's pulling up?
Get in there and see what she's up to.
Baby? No! I don't want him taught a lesson. You know what I want. Well, then make someone else do it! You still know people out here, don't you? Then make some calls! I'm gonna be very clear about this. You get this done, or I'm... Wilson's Hotel. Mr. Mark Bishop, that son of a bitch, lives in apartment 803. Sure, I got the film.
Wait till they leave. Now, do you know when she says, you know people out here, you know what she's talking about? She's talking about the Mafia right there, because a lot of people in Hollywood in this time period knew Mafia bosses. The Mafia had a lot of connections to Hollywood in this time. And so basically she's saying...
I'm guessing she didn't stop for light refreshment.
She's calling her husband and she's telling him, put a hit on him.
Bishop has a heap of trouble headed his way. I've got an address. Wilson's Hotel, apartment 803.
Okay, let me just turn off the music. I'll turn it back on when we're investigating. I have to turn it off because of copyright. But yeah, that's basically what she means when she says take care of it. Put a hit on him.
Oh shit, you better step on it.
If he's got any sense, he'll be as far away from home as possible.
If he had any sense, he wouldn't have tried bumping off Guy McAfee's wife in the first place.
That means killing somebody. Bumping them off means killing them.
McAfee will break a fella's legs just for looking at his broad the wrong way.
What did you make of the kid? You believe her story? I think she was doped out of her tiny mind and given the casting couch. That fucking bitch Ballard sold her out.
So if Ballard was doing someone a favor, why did they try to kill her?
Yeah, I don't remember this case, guys, so I don't remember who the murderer or attempted murderer is.
415 progress at apartment 803, Wilson's Apartment Hotel, 1220 West 7th Street, Westlake Park. 11K code 3, all other units code 2. KGPL cleared.
Gun it! Let's get to the apartment before someone gets hurt.
Oh, can we turn the music back on here? Bishop's apartment. Oh, this is a very fancy place.
I'm Detective Phelps. We received a call about a domestic disturbance in apartment 803.
Oh, the detectives. Listen, Mrs. Bishop's pretty upset. Take the elevator and then left down the corridor. It's the last door on the right.
This is a pretty fancy place.
Sounds like we're about to make it a hat trick of hysterical female witnesses.
Oh no, that's not... ...803. No, it's not what I want to do,
LAPD, ma'am. Are you in danger?
I'm all right now. You just missed them. Horrible, awful men.
Are you injured, Mrs.?
Mrs. Bishop. Gloria Bishop. Please, come in, officers. I'll just need to sit down for a moment. Forgive me.
That's perfectly normal, ma'am.
Just look at this mess!
We'll take a quick search of the premises, ma'am. You take a moment to gather your thoughts.
I will. Thank you, officer.
Doesn't give me anything to go on.
Oh, what do we...
Incidental.
Cole's just coming in, just picking up random stuff, and she's just... Okay.
Nope.
New Testament. That ring.
It would take a smarter man than me to connect that. think this is going to help us. Not much help.
Oh, looks like we got something here. What is this?
What do you have to do to earn $20,000?
Pay to the order of... $20,000. Let's see what $20,000 in 1947 is. This is gonna be a crap ton of money. $285,000, my god. Oh man, yeah. This is a cashier's check. Ooh, this is something you buy a house with. This is not, And who is... I'm trying to read it. Logan... Hollywood... Made out to Lorna Hopgood on the account of Mark Bishop. Okay, we haven't met this Lorna person yet, unless that's the woman here.
Doesn't tell me anything.
Presented to Mark.
So what I will say, also for people that are confused, in this time period, gay in 1947, this word was very common, and this actually meant happy. But the word has actually changed a lot now. So today, somebody who's gay, when you say somebody's gay, they like the same sex. But back then, that was actually a very common phrase. That would mean happy. So basically means happy cowboy.
It doesn't appear to be connected. Don't think this is anything.
Great Wall of Babylon. A replica of a replica.
Love Struggle Throughout the Ages by D.W. Griffin. Great Wall of Babylon. If we can find that movie prop where it was in here, this'll...
Looks like the old movie set downtown.
Can I look inside the photo? This is strange right here. This is actually important. That nothing was taken. Money was just thrown in the open and it wasn't taken. That's important.
Optimistic, Cole.
I'm gonna pick up a coffee cup with like...
Nothing significant. I doubt it. Don't think this is any use to us. Looks like a mermaid in the background. Silver screen.
Who are these men in the picture?
My husband, Mark, and Marlon Hopgood. They work together on occasion. That's Hopgood's shop.
Okay, we found everything. Okay, let's talk to her. Let's find out what the hell's going on here. Okay, domestic disturbance. Gloria Bishop. Wife of Mark Bishop. And, yeah, and Bishop appears to be a lot older.
So you're gonna leave a poor, helpless woman here on her own and at the will of unscrupulous men?
I think that judging from that photograph, Mark Bishop is probably twice her age. And so this was very common where Hollywood directors would marry very young actresses. This is very common back then, and it still happens to a degree today. Is that oftentimes these young girls will marry these older Hollywood men and give them sexual favors for movie roles, and it's there have been a lot of scandals involved in Hollywood also today about this.
Those men, I think they work for Guy McAfee. Do you know the name?
No. Why should I?
June Ballard is married to Guy McAfee. Have you heard of her?
That slut. She's been badgering my husband for days.
Mrs. McAfee alleges that your husband tried to kill her and her friend last night. I think you should tell us what you know.
My husband's a movie producer. This has something to do with his new picture. He doesn't include me in his business.
I think they work for Guy McAfee. Do you know them? No. Why should I? June Ballard is married to Guy McAfee. Have you heard of her? She's been badgering my husband for days. Miss McAfee alleges that your husband tried to kill her and her friend last night. I think you should tell us what you know. My husband is a movie producer. This has something to do with his new picture. He doesn't include me in the business. I was wondering those, I should have looked at that movie set photograph a little bit more. I wonder if she's in that picture. I'm gonna go bad cop. The fact that she wouldn't be involved in the movie business too, and no,
June Ballard said she had a deal to be in his new picture.
Mark repeatedly told her no. He had Joan Leslie lined up for the role. That's how he got the finance. June made all kinds of threats. She was very rude to me.
You know June Ballard?
We were both on the same picture a few years back. That's how I met my husband.
Whereabouts of Bishop? Yeah, where the hell is Bishop right now?
Where can we find your husband, ma'am?
He told me he would be on set. That's all I know.
Told me he would be on set, that's all I know. Honestly, I'm getting paranoid with these people that are constantly lying, so I don't know if I should do bad cop. I think she's holding back. Let me do it, bad cop. Like, look at her blinking, like, I'm gonna do bad cop.
You are complicit in all of this, Gloria.
Damn!
You know
what
happens to these poor deluded kids, and you go along with it. I need to find your husband.
Why'd you come to Hollywood, detective? Handsome young man like you might find a little something in the movies. You've never thought about it?
No, I haven't.
Well, then you must be the only person in this burg who hasn't. We're born into temptation, detective. It's character that determines what we do about it.
Damn. Trace address of prop store. Check for $20,000.
Why is your husband paying Lorna Hopgood $20,000?
Lorna? Marlon's ex-wife? Are you sure?
You're lying, Mrs. Bishop. It's some kind of payoff. You know exactly what the money is for and who it's getting paid to.
Do I? Would you like to prove that, detective?
The check isn't... I mean, this is difficult, because you could argue that she's in the house, so she would have to know about the check, but...
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls
I don't have evidence that she knows directly about the check. I'm gonna go bad cop.
Your husband looks like he's being blackmailed.
I was right.
They obviously have something on him if he's prepared to kill to cover it up. Why is the payment going to Hopgood and not McAfee?
Lorna works at a check-cashing place in Hollywood. You need to ask Hopgood why he needs that much money in cash.
Abuse of Jessica Hamilton.
Your husband was at a casting yesterday with a young girl?
Not that I know of. He told me he was looking at locations. The picture's been cast.
Not that I know of. He told me he was... This isn't evidence that her husband did it, though. That's the thing about this. I think he's holding back something. Let me try bad cop.
Jessica remembered a mermaid. The mermaid on the front of the prop store. You better come clean with me.
This is a sick town, Detective. Are you sure you really want to know? The truth is, my husband likes them young.
And you think that's okay?
I was 16 when I first met him. I thought he was a genius, a magician with film. I was 20 before I realized he was just a B-movie hack. But he's nothing compared to some of the monsters at these big studios. My guess is Ballard sacrificed her little friend. Happens to a lot of girls.
Your husband is in trouble. It could go easier for him if you were more helpful, Mrs. Bishop.
He's a big boy, Detective, and so are you. This is Hollywood. There's always a deal to be done.
The only reason she's with him is for money. That's the only reason she's with him.
Operator, message for KGPL.
How can I help, Detective?
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need a location on a silver screen prop store.
Just a moment. Silver Screen Props, corner 3rd and Figueroa.
Thanks, ma'am.
Also, these are pretty accurate on what movies looked like, posters looked like back then in the 50s and 40s. Yeah, that is, Okay, let's get out of here then.
An aging movie star, a wannabe starlet, a movie producer's wife. They're finally rubbing shoulders with the almost looking famous.
And from the stories they've given us, clearly none of them can act.
And here's the crazy thing. Back then, they actually used to have elevator operators. There's still, I think, one building in New York that has elevator operators, but that job has nearly become, you know, completely wiped out. And one of the reasons it got wiped out is because the elevator technicians, that they formed a really big union, and they wanted raises. I think this happened, like, in the 30s, but it started in New York. And then the elevator companies basically thought of an idea of, like, making the customer actually hit buttons, or, like, I should say the user hit buttons. And that's pretty much what killed the elevator technician job. Silver screen props.
Mrs. Bishop knows more than she's letting on.
She doesn't seem to realize how much trouble her husband is in. The LAPD are the least of their worries right now.
Yeah, you think she'd have gotten the hint after those hatchet men redecorated her apartment?
Maybe she's just loyal.
Or she's in on it. She didn't seem like your average giddy broad with nothing between the ears.
Or she might just be trying to buy enough time for Bishop to put a couple of oceans between him and McAfee.
Okay, and I gotta do this. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta turn off music again. If I'm picking up any clues, I'll turn it back on, but I'm sorry about that. Also, if you want to know how I know when I got the wrong answer, it's because the music that plays. When the music is like a tiny bit longer, like that extra sound effect, then you know you messed up the question. Finally had a crash. I was hoping I wouldn't today. Okay. Turn music back on here. I'm sorry I gotta keep doing this, guys. It's just that you'll be surprised how quickly the videos get claimed by these music mafia companies. Okay. Okay. There we go.
Phelps and Bukowski, LAPD. We're investigating the attempted murder of June Ballard and Jessica Hamilton.
Christ. I'm Marlon Hopgood. How can I help?
You hold castings here?
How'd you hear about that? I got a little soundstage out back.
Lead the way. Keep him here, Stefan. I'm going to take a look around.
What's this got to do with me?
Don't try my patience, knucklehead.
Yeah, you can't do that without a warrant, Cole. Yeah, this is,
Maybe. No.
Yeah, he's breaking the law right now. You can't do this without a warrant. This is a violation of the Fourth Amendment, unreasonable search and seizures. Oh, what do we got here? Well, now we found out where the head came from. Oh, what do we got here?
Doping a 15-year-old kid and abusing her in a screen test. What is wrong with these people?
There's a lot wrong with Hollywood. Bunch of perverts in Hollywood and creeps. Big corruption too, even to this day. The head came from here.
Turn off the lights, Hopgood.
Why would I want to do that?
Humor him.
Yep.
One-way mirrors. There's a room on the other side.
Huh. Well. Find a way into that peep den, Phelps. I'll stay here and keep our pervert company.
This doesn't pertain to the case.
Can't be that way, Phelps. You couldn't fit a rat through there.
This isn't what we're looking for.
The hell? Okay. The light switch? There's an extra room here. There's something really off about this studio. Literally, they've made so many mistakes in this case. You know, searching a place without a warrant, talking to a woman while she's still under the, conditions of drugs, you know, sending the witness back home to Wisconsin. You know, there's just so many mistakes they've made in this case.
Jungle Drums, 8th and Francisco. Attention, Mark Bishop.
Jungle Drums. What do we got here? Jessica Hamilton. Oh no.
So what happened to the film of Hamilton's screen test?
That's honestly starting to scare me that he might have recorded with her. I don't want to say. I just starting to scare me that he did that. The hell? My God, this guy's some kind of pervert sick. There's another room in there? What the hell is going on here? Oh my... Oh. He watches women when they go to the bathroom. Oh my God. This is just... There's no way in hell the guy who works here, there's no way in hell he doesn't know the truth about this place. He definitely knows the background behind this place. This is where it came from.
So this is where you sprang from.
And he decided to use a movie prop.
Listen, I have to call you back. I got some business here.
Sit down, Courtney. This is Mickey. Mickey, this is Courtney Sheldon. What would you like to drink?
Scotch. Straight up.
I hear you're back at school learning to be a doctor, kid.
Yes. That's right, Mr. Cohen.
So you want to be a doctor and a dope peddler. Interesting combination, huh?
Do we have a problem, Mr. Cohen?
We might have, yeah. Selling your dope to my boy Lenny looked like a good move, but Lenny has been supplying, wholesale, so to speak. The Bindle boys in this town aren't used to the juice without a little of the middleman taking his cut.
I think I know who this guy is.
Mr. Cohen. And Lenny works for you.
What can I say about Lenny? Let me think. Oh yeah, he's a putz. And he's lazy, and he's greedy, but he's my wife's brother. And how can you make a cake with those ingredients, huh?
So how is that my problem, Mr. Cohen?
Well, kid, the only way we're going to be able to make this work is to do some repackaging. We need to get the dope out of those dinky little cardboard boxes and...
Surrettes.
Yeah, Surrettes. Right. We put it into a big vat so we can water it down a little bit.
I won't bore you with the chemistry, but it doesn't work that way. You're likely to kill even more people.
Okay, listen. We want to buy you out, kid. I'll offer you 50 grand. Hey. Hey. You don't like my offer?
You don't do that
Sheldon
to
did.
Cohen.
I think I want him dead.
Oh. That guy, that's a real gangster, by the way. Let me look him up. I'm pretty sure I know who that is. Mickey Cohen, yup. Okay, yes, yes, Mickey Cohen, he was a mobster that was in Los Angeles. He's from New York originally. Yes, I was thinking about his accent a bit too. He was sent to Alcatraz in the past, but yes, yes, I don't know that much about Mickey Cohen. That's the, yeah, I do not know that much about him. I just know that he's from the Jewish Mafia that was in Los Angeles, but I don't know much about his criminal dealings, but I do know he was a very dangerous guy. So, okay, I read up a little bit about Mickey Cohen. So Mickey Cohen, I have heard the name before. I do know that he's largely associated with the Jewish Mafia that was in Los Angeles. He was the boss of the Cohen crime family, and from what I read is his family actually merged with the Los Angeles crime family, which is the Italian Mafia also. So, it seems that the organizations merged. I could be wrong on that. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But yes, he is one of the most feared bosses in Los Angeles. And his real name is Mayor Cohen, but I guess that's just what they call him, Mickey Cohen. But I don't know much more about him. I know a lot more about Chicago gangsters. Chicago gangsters I know much more about. Okay, let me see. Did I miss anything in this studio? Okay, empty film canister. I probably could have used this, the prop store photograph. This is what I probably could have used as evidence when I was talking to his wife and she was lying. This is probably what I could have used as evidence here. The music stopped. Did I get that sound effect there? Oh, and I forgot, when I read your comments, you guys told me that if you pick up the newspaper, the music stops playing. Ah, I shouldn't have done that. I messed that up. Okay,
I wonder if they saw this, how many budding starlets would still get on the bus to come to Hollywood.
okay, I don't think there's anything else left. Okay, let's talk to the guy then. He's got some explaining to do. Association with Bishop.
You ever do any work for Mark Bishop?
Mainly do work for the studios. RKO, Republic, Warner Brothers. So yeah, when Bishop was doing work for a studio, yes.
When did you last see him?
Now I'm doing work for his next picture. Still pre-production though. Haven't seen him around here in a while.
Haven't seen him around here in a while. The thing is, I could probably use this, the film reel, to prove that he was here. Let me see here.
I know you're lying, Hopgood. Bishop was here, and you know exactly what he was doing and what he left lying around afterwards.
You come in here without a warrant, and now you start throwing your weight around?
This, yep. The film canister.
I have a drugged-up 15-year-old girl, and you have chloral hydrate in your drinks cabinet. You give me something, or I will break your fucking jaw, Hopgood.
Bishop was here with June Ballard and the girl. A lot of producers and directors use this place. I'm not responsible for what goes on here.
It's your studio. Whereabouts of Bishop?
McAfee's men are looking for Bishop. We need to find him first. Any idea where he might have gone to ground?
If he really tried to kill McAfee's wife, my advice to him would be to leave town.
Okay, I didn't detect lying from that. I'm gonna go good cop.
You're delivering props to Jungle Drums
got it
on
right.
8th Street?
Bishop is using that old rundown wreck of a set. That place is dangerous. But it might be a good spot to hide.
Relationship with Ballard.
What's the deal with you and June Ballard?
Look, buddy, I make props. I hardly ever meet the talent unless it's something tailor-made for them, like a sword or something.
No, this is not. It's definitely not truth. It's either lie or doubt.
Ballard was out, then she's in, then Bishop visits this place and goes crazy. You're in it somehow.
These clowns fuck young girls on the couch. The girls think they're going to be stars. They really put their backs into it. It's a price they're willing to pay. None of them will press charges.
That's all for now, Hopgood. We're taking you in.
Phelps. Roy Earl, advice. Hold on a moment. This is clearly a vice case. You've been roughing up my informant?
Hopgood is a vice informer?
Yes, he is, Phelps, and a very important one. Look at that mug. Have you been upsetting these two officers, Marlin?
So we just drop it?
You do if you know what's good for you. You need to catch the movie producer before an angry husband does, from what I'm hearing.
I'll be making a full report to the captain, Detective.
You do that, kid. We're all very impressed with you.
Let it slide, Cole. Let's get out of here.
Detectives.
Johnny Goldberg. You work for Mickey C.
That's right, detectives.
You wouldn't happen to know the guys who roughed up Mrs. Bishop earlier today by any chance?
No, not us. We don't do that kind of thing. It's the husband we'd like to talk to.
This is a police matter. You don't want to be taken in for obstruction of justice, do you, boys?
You could try the obstruction rap, but it won't stick. We could beat that.
You've had your 10 cents worth, gentlemen.
Bishop knows how the world works. Mrs. McAfee hits him up for a movie part, happens every day. But Bishop takes it a step too far and tries to rub out Mrs. McAfee. Naturally, Guy is going to get upset.
What made you think Bishop would be here?
We figure he might be planning a little accident for Hopgood, too. Those two guys have got some unfinished business. You let us know if you find Bishop. Guy McAfee can be a very generous man.
I'm only going to warn you once, gentlemen, to stay out of this. This is a police matter. We will be bringing Mark Bishop into custody.
At least he's polite. Kind of dumb, but polite.
But I'm a lot less polite, you smug son of a bitch. So let me put it in ruder terms that even a pair of blockheads like you might understand. The only reason that you don't have bars on your windows already is because you're small fry. And we don't waste our time on small fry. You stay away from Bishop, and you stay away from me. Is that clear enough for you, asshole? Now run along back to your boss so we can pat you on the head and tell you what good boys you are.
Yeah, you gotta have guts to say that to two mobsters.
I don't think they like a little
crap.
Keep it steady, or try and bust his tires. They really don't want anybody getting to Bishop before they do.
So remember what I said earlier, is the Mafia is definitely gonna get involved with people in Hollywood. Oh crap, that was well, it's not my fault, blame the Mafia for this.
We need to lose those fools, Phelps. I can't take the shot from here, Cole.
Out of the way.
Make a move! We're sitting ducks here! Either give me a good shot or get us the hell out of here!
Okay,
Let's see him chase us now. Onto the movie set, Phelps. Let's roll. Oh, Christ. And they say working traffic is like watching paint dry.
You know how to piss people off, Bukowski.
Hey, if they're prepared to gun down cops in broad daylight, McAfee really means business.
Seems like we're the only ones who want Bishop alive.
I have a good mind just to let him go work on the son of a bitch. I'm about done putting my life on the line to protect some child molester.
That's our job, unfortunately. They don't get to dole out the justice.
Jungle drum set, okay. Is this where Bishop is gonna be?
There's the slippery bastard now.
No. God damn it!
You gotta
Mark
be kidding
Bishop,
me.
stop! LAPD! Get him, Phelps. I'll cover the exit. 11K calling My partner is pursuing suspect on foot. Code 3 to the
We're trying to help you, Bishop.
This is all a big mistake.
See if I can get that trophy where you can tackle a suspect. And this guy runs fast, okay.
It's us or McAfee's boys. Your choice.
Crap.
I didn't do anything.
Pop. Oh my god, when I get my hands on this guy.
Bishop, that's enough.
That girl made it all up.
Don't make this any harder on yourself, Bishop.
My god, the amount of public... endangering
Hands
the
in the
public
air,
with this
Bishop.
chase right now, all the stuff that's falling.
Mark Bishop, you're under arrest for the attempted murder of June Ballard and the rape and attempted murder of Jessica Hamilton.
All right, I'll come quietly. Just don't kill me. If you found me, then McAfee's goons will too. Oh, we need to get out of here.
All right, but you stay close. Any tricks, and I'll save McAfee's boys the trouble.
Follow me. I know another way out of this place.
So now, literally, how ridiculous is this situation? Is you gotta protect a child molester from the Mafia. This is just a, this is just such a ridiculous
Detectives are trying to
situation.
kill me! Last chance to back the hell down! I'm gonna put holes.
It's this way.
McAfee doesn't make the rules. You hear me?
Kill them, for God's sake! I don't want to die!
Weapons on the ground! There's no way out of here. I thought you said you knew where you were going.
We have to jump for it.
LAPD, you're making a big mistake.
Come on, it's this way.
Is this really the best McAfee's got?
Oh my God, they're everywhere.
Damn thing's no good to me now. How long do you think you can hold out?
The statue there. There's a ladder leading to the ground.
What do we got here? Is this a Garand? Yeah, it's a Garand, okay.
For the love of God, how many are there?
Get him over here, I'll cover you! Come on, the cavalry's here!
I don't want to die here.
Those barrels at the base of the elephant column. They're full of gasoline.
Whoa.
Follow me. We need to get him to the car.
The Garand doesn't make the pink? Come on. You gotta be kidding me. It should have to be making the pink.
They're surrounded, and your buddies are dead.
There's There's an armory out there. What's done?
Get him to the car. I can cover you from here. You're almost there.
Find some cover.
Now, this is what I call a result. Mark Bishop, erstwhile film producer, an all-around piece of shit, catches a fast ticket to Quentin for statch rape and attempted murder. So he gets to spend the next 15 years playing sissy instead of sticking it to little girls. That is justice with a capital J, Detective Phelps. You've developed such a reputation, I'm not going to be able to hold on to you any longer. You're getting promoted. Go on, get your new assignment. It was good working with you, son.
Does Bukowski not get credit also?
Phelps, Bukowski, this your work?
Can I help you, Detective?
Sorry, Cap. Didn't see you there.
Yeah, I'll bet you did. This is a traffic case. You need something?
I'm here to buy a drink for the 2 LAPD traffic cops who broke the back of Guy McAfee's private army. You don't have a problem with that, do you, Captain?
Go right ahead.
Get in. I'm buying. You'll like this place. A lot of movie people hang out here. You like jazz, Cole? The hopheads love it.
Sure, I guess.
Big bands and swing, I can understand, but this bebop palaver? How are you supposed to dance to that? This is Phelps, Leroy. Be nice to him. You'll like this place. They treat you right.
Roy is actually one of the most hated characters in the game.
What do you think we want to do? Stand at the bar like chumps?
Get a table ready for you then.
Don't look so happy to see me, Alphonse. I might get the wrong impression. Cole, this is Alphonse. He's a French Negro from Africa. Can you beat that?
The Congo. A pleasure to meet you, Alphonse.
Is Elsa singing tonight?
Yes, she is. She has the next set.
Come on, Cole. You can meet Elsa while they're fixing us a table. You'll like her. She's something else.
Maybe another night, Roy. She's pretty beat up about it.
Get your hands off me. Don't ever tell me what to do or what not to do, Alphonse. You got a nice club here. Don't spoil it.
If you will follow me, detectives. Just through the door.
He was my only real friend, Harlan. We went through it all. Do you realize what he meant to me?
Of course I do.
You have no idea. You said it was construction work.
It was an industrial accident, Elsa. How can I be held responsible?
Elsa, are you going on?
Louis, for God's sake, he was my best friend. The only man who ever loved me without putting his hands on me.
Hi, Elsa. Here's someone I'd like you to...
Also, do you know what she means by that, probably? Elsa is, from Germany, and, she escaped, Germany when Hitler was coming to power, and her friend, that she came with to the United States actually recently died in a, construction accident, which you'll find out more about that later on. But basically, she says, he was my best friend, he was the only man who never, laid hands on me. Now, that's, it's a little bit debatable about what she means. She could mean that he's the only man who never abused her, or it could mean that he's the only man that never was romantically interested in her. And it's speculated that her friend, who she actually came to the US with, that he was gay. And what a lot of people don't know is that the Nazis persecuted people who were gay as well. If you were gay, the Nazis would send you to a concentration camp. And I'm not sure exactly the amount of gay people that died in concentration camps during World War II, but they actually ended up wearing, I think it was pink stars. So a lot of people were murdered back then. And the really, this is one thing that you probably won't hear about in history books, is that when a lot of people were actually liberated from the concentration camps, a lot of gay people that were actually in the concentration camps were actually sent right back to prison, right afterwards being liberated. The reason for that is because in the vast majority of Europe at that time, it was still illegal to be gay. The Nazis were mass murdering people for being gay, so if you were gay, they would kill you. They would send you to a concentration camp. But in a lot of European countries, it was still illegal to be gay. And so basically what happened is, and this is something that people don't know, and this is really disturbing, the West German and the East German government, they actually used the concentration camp records of people who were gay, and they sent them back to prison. So they would look at the Nazi records of who was arrested for being gay, and they would send that person right back to prison. So imagine how horrible it is that you're like in a concentration camp, and then afterwards a new government is just going to use those exact same records to put you back in prison. They weren't being murdered when they were in prison, but they were still arrested for that, and they lost their freedom. And that's just something really messed up that you actually don't hear about in history.
To meet Cole Phelps, war hero and crime fighter extraordinaire.
And why would I want to meet another fascist from the LAPD?
Sorry about this, Cole. What an evening I'm having. First a Negro puts his hands on me, and then this. Who do you think you're talking to, you German junkie whore? Don't you ever forget your place with me again. Do you hear me? Evening, Doc. How's business?
Sanguine. Louis, help me here. I'm gonna have to give her something before her performance.
Blow it off, Cole. These artsy-fartsy types always get a little flighty. Meet Dr. Harlan Fontaine, doctor to the stars. Mr. Fix-It to the mental wreckage of Hollywood. So what about that drink, boys?
Yeah, so Roy is probably the #1 most hated character in the game. I think he's probably the most hated character in L.A. Noire. Oh, I missed one clue? There was one clue that I missed? Oh. Reaching the apartment earlier would have meant a chance to give McAfee's goons what for. Oh, so if you get to the apartment earlier, there's actually a scene with that? Oh. So, I didn't know that. There's an extra scene if you get to the apartment earlier? Okay. Can anybody tell me in the comments what clue did I miss? What did I not pick up? I don't know what I could have missed. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. If you did, drop a like. I hope that you guys like my commentary. And if you enjoyed this part, drop a like. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.